Hey guys, welcome to Tyson's Fitness Tips podcast. If you want to lose weight, increase your energy, improve your health and fitness, and look your best, then you have come to the right place. My name is Tyson Brown. I'm a personal trainer, and my job is to help you transform your body by sharing with you the most up-to-date information on health and fitness. I'm going to distill it all down for you into bite-sized actionable steps that you can take immediately to see results quickly. Now, every Tuesday and Thursday, you can expect a brand new episode, which will be a mixture of interviews with top experts from around the world in the fitness space, and as well as solo episodes from myself, sharing with you exactly what action steps you need to take to transform your health, your body, and your life. So, let's get into the show. Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to Tyson TV. Today is episode 6 in the series of Intermittent Fasting, and I'm going to be answering some of the questions that have come in the last couple of days in regards to fasting. And so hopefully if your question's up here, I'll answer it. One of the first questions I got is this a magic bullet? Like, is this the only thing you can do to lose fat? And the answer is absolutely not. Any diet you follow will help you lose fat as long as you're in a calorie deficit. The reason I choose intermittent fasting is, like I've talked about, it helps you control your hunger and your appetite. It helps you restrict the amount of time you have to eat. It helps you develop a better relationship with food. But at the end of the day, you're still in a calorie deficit regardless. So that's the big thing. Like, this isn't some magic formula that just because you follow it, you're going to lose fat. You need to be in that calorie deficit no matter what. The same thing applies for keto. The same thing applies to low fat, high carb. The same thing applies to carb backloading. All those things, you need to make sure you are in a calorie deficit, period, okay? So remember what we talked about in the last episode. Go back there, figure out how many calories you need to be eating, and stick to the calorie limit. Don't go over, don't go too far under, stay at that negative 10% and lose fat that way, okay? It's not a secret bullet. Second one I actually got from a female, and she wanted to know, is intermittent fasting okay for her? Now, it gets a little bit iffy when it comes to the science of intermittent fasting for women. But one thing I've found is that you've got to try it on yourself. Some of my women go really, really well with it. Some don't. I've got some female clients who are actually doing a 14-hour fast with a 10-hour eating window. Or some actually do the alternate day fasting, where they do 2 times a week of not eating, and they find that much, much more beneficial. Now, the only way you're going to realize it works for you is to try it for yourself. I would suggest start with a 14-hour fast first, and then go for the 10 hours of eating and see how your body reacts. If you're feeling good, go for 15 hours, then go for 16 hours, because it could honestly just be a 2-hour period where it can really stuff you up. So if you find the 14 hours works for you, then stick to that. Or if you find that you're getting anxious and nervous or things like that, and you do the alternate day fasting and that works, then that is what's going to work best for you, okay? There is no strict rule. I do not tell all women they have to do 14 hours or they have to do 16 hours. It's what's going to suit them. You should not ever have your health suffer in regards to a diet. Never, okay? That is the biggest thing. Another question, can you build muscle while doing intermittent fasting? The answer, yes, but it's not the best way. The only reason it's not the best way is because you have to eat more calories than you're burning, okay? So for me, I have a big appetite. I eat 3,000 calories a day because I'm trying to gain weight at the moment. And it's like a force feed, but that still helps me control my calories, because if I was doing this normally, I'm pretty shit at dieting. I'm pretty shit at trying to gain, because you're supposed to lean gain, right? You want to go very, very slowly. If I was doing this and I could have all day to eat, I would be eating easily over 3,000 calories. I have no off switch when it comes to food, so that's what really helps me when it comes to gaining muscle. If it works for you too, that's excellent, but you've got to be in the calorie surplus, remember? So if you have to eat 2,000 calories to maintain, then you probably have to eat 2,200 to 2,300 calories in order to gain. So if you can eat that amount of food, then that's okay? So as long as you can eat that same amount of food in that time frame, you can build lean muscle. I've got DEXA scans to show you that I've done it before. I think I gained 4 kilos of lean muscle with 0.1% body fat over a year, because I focused on a slow, lean approach over time. But yes, you can gain lean muscle. If you can't get enough calories in during the day, then intermittent fasting might not be the best thing for you. That's just a caveat, okay? So think about that. Can you actually eat more food? Because remember, in order to build muscle, you have to be in that surplus. When you lose fat, you will still maintain muscle. You might gain a little bit, but it's not as big and comparable as to when you're actually focusing on the muscle gain, which is going to be the most important. Which is the best fasting for losing fat? Again, there is none. They all burn fat at the end of the day if you're in the calorie deficit, okay? Whether you're following 16 hours, whether you're following OMAD, whether you're following alternate day fasting or whole day fasting, the most important thing is that you are in a calorie deficit, and that's what's going to help you burn fat most. Okay? What if I want to lose weight faster? Okay, this is a big issue. Do not try and lose weight as fast as possible. You did not try to gain all that weight in 2 weeks, right? I don't think you gained 100 pounds in 2 weeks, did you? I don't think so. So don't try and lose it all and drop your metabolism, because remember, when you eat too little, your metabolism slows down, which means you burn less calories, which means it's going to be harder for you to lose weight in the future. I've said this before. I've had guys come to me that are 100 kilos at eating less than my female clients to lose fat, and they wonder why they're stuck. It's because they've slowed down their metabolism too much. So focus on the rule: 30 times your body weight in kilos. Reduce that by 10%. If you're losing weight on that, you don't need to go any lower. Consistency, persistence is the key. If you can eat 1900 calories and still lose fat and still have a little bit of treat meal here and there in your food, and you're successfully losing week after week, why do you want to rush that process? You're risking losing muscle mass, you're risking binge eating, you're risking crash dieting and then putting all the weight back on. So do not risk it, okay? I swear you are going to be so much more happier when you achieve that goal. It may be a longer time frame, but you're able to keep it off because you put in those good habits over time, all right? So that's just a big caveat. Do not rush this weight loss journey. So what else have I gone over there so far? What's the best thing for fat loss? We've talked about what you can have, what you can't have in another episode. I've got a couple of questions about that. What can you eat? What can't you eat? Does this break my fast? Does this not break my fast? Go and watch episode 2 of this where I explain what you can have while fasting. Nothing else, okay? Stop trying to weasel your way in, trying to get can I have this because it's got 30 calories or it's got 40 calories? Just stick to your water, stick to your black coffee. If you need a little bit of milk, have a little bit of milk in there. What's a splash? You know what a splash is. A splash is like, bloop, there you go. It's not like I'm going to pour this in, then I'm going to add a little bit of cream and add some MCT oil and all that stuff, because then you're going to be consuming calories, and that's going to be harder to stay in a calorie deficit. So So tea, coffee, water, what else can you have? Bone broth if you need it. EAAs, essential amino acids. And if you want some broth and stuff like that, it's fine. But nothing with a lot of calories. If you want to follow this, follow what I'm telling you to do. If you don't and you just want to, go and do your own thing, then go and do it. But follow what's worked for people. It's very, very important. So I've talked about the women's stuff. I'm just trying to think, are there any other questions coming in at the moment? I'm just going to hang around here for a second for you guys, just to see if any other questions come in. What if I have a busy work schedule? How do I work this? Again, it's all going to come up to you. If you have a busy work schedule and so let's say at the moment, you have to stop eating at 8 p.m. but you're working until 9 p.m. Then have your meal at 10 and then just fast longer for the next day. You can make a workaround. And another question I just got, which was really, really good, is about fasting and then breaking your, if you have a workout in the morning, what happens? If you can go a little bit longer without food, it's completely fine, because remember what we talked about, you need to be getting enough protein. If you're getting 2 times your body weight in kilos or 1 gram per pound of body weight and you're working out in the morning and you're still fasted, that is completely fine. It's A-okay, don't stress about it. And if you are stressing about muscle loss, then have a protein shake. Technically, you're not fasting, but if you can just have that one protein shake with water and you add that towards your calories because you're tracking your calories, you might not be fully in an intermittent fasting state, but if that's what's going to help you mentally and psychologically stay on track, and if you just have that shake and you don't have anything else, you don't have any extra calories, and you just go into, let's say you train at 7 a.m. and you have a shake, and then you actually don't eat until 12 p.m., that's completely fine as long as you were staying under your calories. Because remember, at the end of the day, I said intermittent fasting isn't some magical approach, and if you're just looking at this for the fat loss benefits, not the autophagy or anything else, then as long as you're staying on that calorie deficit, it's completely fine. So if you are working out, you can have some EAAs, or you can just have a whey protein isolate with some water afterwards if you want to have it, and then just don't eat anything else. And that is how you can maintain your sanity if you want, if you think you're going to lose muscle mass, all these crazy things come up. But just don't stress over it too much, okay? When you start to focus on the minutiae of things, that's when it just becomes so much of a hassle. Keep this as easy as possible. Ask yourself, what would this look like if it was simple? Easy. go 16 hours without eating. I'm going to eat in this time. I've got the rules what I can have and what I can't have during my fast. If I'm going to train, I'm either going to have my essential amino acids or whey protein isolate. If that's going to help you stay on track, it's as simple as that. And I promise you, following these guidelines, and I've answered your questions, and if you just start going with it, it's going to be the best thing for you. So after all these videos, all you have to do now is you have to apply it, okay? You have to choose what's going to be the best time frame for you. You have to follow the 90-10 approach and know how many calories you need to eat. You have to stick to not eating any calories during your fasting period, unless, like I said earlier, you're just going to need that little bit of milk, or you want that whey protein isolate after a workout, and that's what's going to keep you on track. So this is the series. If you have any other questions, comment down below. I'm happy to keep going with this. If you want to know anything else, or if I missed your question, make sure to comment down below. I hope you enjoyed it. If you got any other questions, like I said, comment, give this a thumbs up. I really enjoyed making this series, and yeah, I'll speak to you soon. Hey, thanks for listening to the podcast. I really appreciate it. Now, I've got a special gift for you. If you want to learn how I managed to lose 10 kilos and keep it off, then I've got the perfect treat for you. I've got a free intermittent fasting cheat sheet that I share on my website that shows you exactly how to diet effortlessly with intermittent fasting and fit it into your busy lifestyle. And more importantly, this is the exact guide that I follow every single day that allowed me to lose 10 kilos of body fat and keep it off 4 years later. So head on over to www.tysonbrown.com.au and pick up your free cheat sheet today and learn how to fit intermittent fasting into your life and diet effortlessly. Once again, that's www.tysonbrown.com.au. Opt in for the free cheat sheet and I'm going to send it straight to your inbox for free. Until next time, speak to you guys then.